morning, sports fans. Today on Reedy Sports Company, we will be discussing the opportunity for Reedy High School football players to play at the Star.
Sports Center provides an NFL-like experience with its extensive camera crew and covered field.
The crew of Reedy Sports Company and I were able to track down a member of the facility to see what she had to say about football players playing at the Star. Here's an interview with Amy Foreman, Events Operations Coordinator at the Star.
My name is Amy Foreman. I'm the Operations Manager here at Ford Center at the Star. My team is over event management, maintenance, housekeeping, parking, security, dock operations, and we kind of help manage the calendar. So really kind of making sure the building runs the way it's supposed to, working with the football team to make sure they've got what they need, helping facilitate whatever events we have in here. So if it's a Frisco ISD event or if it's a client event, and then working with our food and beverage provider as well to make sure they're set. So during football season, we're somewhat limited just because the team is here, so we can't do really elaborate setups. We don't have the time to set it up and take it down. The team's here pretty much every day, doing some kind of walkthrough, practice, whatever, 5 days a week. So we're kind of limited in that. So we do have high school football games. We've had high school football almost every Thursday and Friday of regular season, and then we are now into postseason, so we have Saturday games too. Along with that, we have a lot of private events, so we book individual spaces, and so on the field or up in our hospitality lounge or some other spaces where people have a happy hour or a banquet or a dinner or something like that. And then once football season ends, we'll have soccer games. We're looking at concerts. We're looking at kind of all different kinds of events, basketball tournaments where we put a whole bunch of basketball courts on the floor, cheer competitions. We're trying to host the NFL draft in a couple years. So really kind of across the board, we can do a lot of things here with the way the Star is set up.
So how do you feel about the Star and its relationship with FISD?
I think it's really good. I was hired to work for the Cowboys almost 3 years ago, and when I was hired, the plan was always for me to come out here. So I've had that benefit of knowing and kind of being able to help set up, how it works out here. I started working out here in Frisco about December of last year, so I've been out here almost a year. And one of the first things I really did out here was I met with athletics. I met with Coach K, met with Dr. Lyon, met with a lot of the really great Frisco ISD administrators, and kind of helped set the groundwork. I think we've both learned a lot from each other as far as how they like to do things and how we like to do things, and thankfully everyone's been really open-minded about bringing things together. And just with the city as a whole, I think it's a great opportunity for Frisco, but Frisco is such a growing city with so much going on that it's exciting just to be a part of that, to be a part of the $5 billion mile or whatever they call it, just to be a part of kind of all the growth in this area. I think it's a really special relationship. My favorite part of working here so far is when a team comes here for the first time, and I love to be by the tunnel before they come on to kind of see their reaction. I think a big part of being here is I'm from a small town. I'm from we didn't have our own district for our own city, but we definitely didn't have a venue like this. So I would say just take advantage of what you got, but make this your home. Be proud whenever your team is playing here that it's the Star in Frisco. Like it's for Frisco schools, and I think it's such a good opportunity to bring attention to yourself, to your team, to your sport, to just all that, and just have fun. I mean, it's an awesome. I can't imagine growing up and playing sports here. So, as someone who was obsessed with sports in high school, enjoy it. This brand new idea that no one else has done, I think, is making a lot of sports teams think about, really a cool thing. It's hard because no one else has done it, so we don't have a blueprint to work off of. So as we're kind of figuring out things, like I said, we've learned a lot working with Frisco ISD, but I definitely think that it's created a model for other organizations to look to and really aspire to be like. I mean, I think we've had a really good relationship so far with kind of the city and with the school district. I would say, I guess, main thing is just to enjoy it and not get jaded or kind of take advantage of this opportunity. You know, there's not any place like this, you know, and it could be something where if you play here multiple times, you know, it becomes commonplace, or it becomes something that's not as exciting or not as new. But don't lose sight of what this is, of what this venue is. I mean, there's just, like I said, there's no place like it. It's beautiful, state of the art. Just take advantage of the opportunity and try to be as involved with it as you can. Come to the games, support your team. We've had some games that had great crowds and some games that didn't have as great a crowds, and the athletes deserve fans to be at every game. So come to the games, have fun.
Thanks, Aldo. It truly is amazing the platform the Star provides for young high school athletes. Now we have head football coach at Reedy High School, Chad Cole, in his opinion of his Reedy High School Lions playing at the Star.
My name's Chad Cole. I'm the campus coordinator and head football coach.
As the head football coach, how do you feel about playing at the Star?
I feel like it's probably one of the most unique and mind-blowing experiences that a high school athlete ever gets the opportunity to do. I couldn't make one recommendation on anything that needed to be done any better, you know, so it's awesome.
All right, so other than just the playing part, what do you think the Star does for all student athletes?
I think it just gives us that meeting place, you know, that perfect venue for any competition, you know, and what's been a blessing to Frisco ISD is their willingness to help, host, give in a way that helps our community. We weren't going to be able to provide something, we're going to have a track meet there, but we're not going to be able to provide this. They step in and go, well, we'll take care of that. You know, so they're more than willing to bend over backwards to help us as high school athletes or high school fine arts programs, whatever the case may be. So, pretty neat.
Fascinating what head football coach Chad Cole had to say about playing under the spotlights of the Star. Now we have some students who will discuss their secondhand impact on their team playing at the Star.
I feel like the Star is like a great opportunity for players to get an experience of like what it feels like to play in a stadium. I feel like that partnership is a great development for Frisco ISD and the Cowboys, and I feel like it's going to help young athletes grow a lot of confidence.
I liked it a lot. The atmosphere was different. It's my first year being on varsity, so I didn't really have the experience, like, to know what the stadiums felt like, and for the first game to be that stadium was really good.
You're just nervous more than anything because, like, you didn't know what was coming, and, you know, it's, like, such a big, like, stage to be playing on. It was really nerve-wracking.
Frisco high schools are able to play at the Star multiple times a year. Sports rivalries are present in Frisco, but playing at the Star multiplies this competitiveness by 10.
Doing the very best you can and putting forth maximum effort. I know that's way more than 5 words, but I don't know how else to define it. It's really just doing everything possible.
Intensity, integrity, commitment. You need to be committed to something in order to be motivated to work hard. So hard work is just 2 words if they're not attached to something you're passionate about. So if you're passionate about broadcast journalism or whatever class that you're in, then I think you're willing to work hard and you're willing to be committed to it. But if you're not passionate about it, if it's not something you're interested in, wanting to be successful in, then human nature tells you that you're probably not going to work hard at it.